Good morning, everyone. In the previous session of consumer behavior, I was explaining about the applications of consumer behavior. That was the portion in the first unit. So with that topic, I have completed the first unit of CB. So in today's session, I'm going to start the second unit of consumer behavior. Okay. Now, let me just explain what are the various things that you're going to study in the second unit of consumer behavior. As you all can see on the screen, first of all, I'm going to explain consumer as individual, means how a consumer makes a decision regarding purchase of a product or services. What are the various aspects of consumer as an individual person? That is the first topic in the second unit. Then consumer needs and motivation. Now in this topic, first of all, I am going to explain what is need, what are the characteristics of needs, what are the various types of needs, and then I am going to explain about motivation, the theory of motivation, that is the Maslow's hierarchy theory. Then these are the things that I am going to explain in consumer needs and consumer motivation. Okay. Now the next topic in the second unit is that influence of personality. Now this is one of the most important aspect of, or you can say one of the most important topic of the second unit. In this topic, I am going to explain what is personality, what are the different elements of personality which influences the consumer behavior, and then I am going to explain the three theories, that is Freudian theory, Neo-Freudian theory, and self-concept theory. These are the theories of theories of personality in relation to consumer behavior. So these are the three theories of personality which I am going to explain. So these are the topics that you all have in the second unit. Okay. Now let us begin the second unit with the first topic, that is consumer as individual and consumer needs. So in today's session, I am going to explain consumer as individual and what do you mean by consumer needs, what are the various types of consumer needs. These things I am going to explain today. Okay. So first of all, as you all know, the study of consumer behavior is conducted to understand the buying pattern or the behavior of a consumer. How does a consumer behave while selecting a particular product or service, while making a purchase decision? So that is the study of consumer behavior. If an organization wants to sustain in the market, if the organization wants to give tough competition to the competitors, if the organization wants to take the major portion of the market share, they have to understand the behavior of a consumer. Then they will manufacture goods and services in accordance to the requirements and needs of the consumer. Then only they can become successful. Okay. So in order to become successful in the market, in order to give tough competition to the competitors, every organization needs to understand the consumer behavior aspect of a consumer. Okay. Now this consumer behavior, as an individual, as a particular person, your behavior as a consumer is influenced by many factors. Some of the factors are psychology, motivation, individual needs and behavior. So when you decide to purchase a particular product, first of all, the factor which influences our decision is the psychology. Psychology of a human being has a major influence on the decision that is made regarding a particular product, made regarding purchase and consumption of a particular product. So that is the first factor which affects the decision of a consumer, that is the behavior of the consumer. Next one is motivation. What are the various things that motivates an employee to go out and purchase a product, use a product and consume a product? There are various factors which motivates a consumer. Next one is individual need. So whenever we purchase a product, whenever we want to purchase a product, we want to consume a product, the basic reason behind is the need. First of all, when we feel hungry, what is the first thing that comes to our mind? That is food. Food we like, even if we consume foods which we don't like also. Because when we are hungry, we just want to get rid of the hunger. So in that point of view, in that point of time, whatever food we have, we try to consume it. So if a person is hungry, if the person does not have anything at home to eat, the person will simply go out, order some food for go to a restaurant or go to a shop, purchase some food and eat, or being at home only, the person can order some food from some kind of restaurant. So the requirement, the basic necessity of a person needs to be fulfilled. So individual needs play a major role which influences the behavior of a consumer. Next one is behavior. Individual behavior and individual need. Behavior means our attitude, our personality. These are the things which influence our buying decision, influence our behavior as a consumer. So these are the factors which influence a consumer in terms of, in respect of purchase of a product or service, in respect of consumption of a product or a service. Okay. Now, the study of consumer behavior includes many questions. Now, these questions can be answered if the study is conducted properly, if the consumer point of view is understood properly, then these questions can be easily answered. So, the first question that comes under the study of consumer behavior is how consumers think and feel about different alternatives. First of all, as a consumer, we do not want to have a single option. We want to have variety of options. We want to have alternatives. So as a consumer, when we want to purchase a product, we want to see what are the various alternatives we have in that particular product. It may be related to various brands, different kinds of brand, different variations of a particular product. So as a consumer, how do we feel and think about different alternatives? Why do we require different alternatives? So this is the first question that is most important, or that is very important in the study of consumer behavior. The next question here is how consumer reason and select between different alternatives. First of all, what is our opinion? What is our thinking? What do we feel regarding variety of alternatives, regarding different alternatives? Now, what are the basic reasons behind selection of a single alternative out of the many? So how do we reason it and how do we select it? That is the second question. For example, if a person wants to purchase, let us give an example of instant noodle. If a person wants to purchase a pack of instant noodle, now we have variety of products available belonging to different brands. We have Maggi instant noodle, we have Ching's instant noodle, we have different flavors of instant noodle. So how do a consumer reason and select a product? First of all, reason may be availability of product. You want to purchase a particular kind of instant noodle, but you don't have those products in the shop or in the particular area in which the person lives. So whatever is available, that person can consume it or purchase it. Another reason may be flavor. A particular person wants to buy a particular flavor of the instant noodle, that person will select that. Why select Maggi instead of any other brand? So this is all about preferences. This is all about choice. This is all about personality, attitude, taste, and many things. So the second question here is how consumers, what are the basic reasons behind selection of a product out of the various alternatives, selection of one alternative out of many alternatives. Okay, now the third question here says that how consumers behave while researching and shopping. Now, as consumers, we want to get information about all the alternatives before making any kind of decision. So what kind of behavior we have while we are collecting information, while we are researching while we are collecting information about the various alternatives. What is our attitude and behavior while shopping? So when you go to a shopping, you have in your mind which product, which brand you want to purchase. But suddenly when you go to a shop, you don't have that brand available in the shop. So at that point of time, which brand you will select, which alternative you will select, So these are the things, these are the questions that leads to a particular kind of behavior of a consumer. What are the things that influence our behavior, how we behave while we are getting or collecting information, or even while shopping? Do we make decision on a particular, like instantly, do we make a decision instantly, or we think about a particular product, about a particular brand, and then make a decision? So this is the third question, and the study of consumer behavior will give answers to these questions. See, basically the study of consumer behavior is based on these questions. So in order to find out the answers of these questions, we have to understand the psychology, the attitude, the personality, even the environmental factors which influence the behavior of a consumer. Okay, the next point here says that, or the next question here says that, how consumer is influenced by the environment. Now, as an individual, or as a human being, we are social beings. We want to socialize, we want to become part of a group. So as human beings, we cannot remain isolated. We have to become part of a group, whether it is a family, whether it is a group of friends, whether it is society, whether it is neighbor. You have to, it is a basic need of a human being to socialize with other people. So these environmental factors also has influence on the behavior of a consumer. Now, we are influenced by our families. We are influenced by the society in which we live. We are also influenced by the various political and technological environmental factors also. I'll give an example. Nowadays, technology is evolving on a regular basis, on a everyday basis, daily basis. The technology is evolving. Something new comes to the market with a new technology, which makes our work very easy, which makes a product more and more attractive from the point of view of a consumer. So these are the factors which influence our decision-making process, which influence our behavior as a consumer. So there are various environmental factors which influence our behavior as a consumer. Last question here is, how marketing campaigns can be adopted and imposed more effectively to influence consumer. So the last question here says that the marketing or the organization must focus on the marketing campaigns. They need to be created in such a way, they need to be implemented in such a way that it will have an effective influence on the consumers. Now these questions from 1 to 4, these are the 4 questions, some of the questions which are answered through the study of consumer behavior. After understanding these 4 questions, now it is time for the organization to create marketing campaigns in such a way that they keep in mind the previous 4 questions, how consumers behave, how consumers select a product, how they choose a product from various alternatives. They need to create a marketing campaign. They need to adopt a campaign in such a way that which has, or we can say, which has a maximum influence on the consumer. Because as a consumer, how we come into contact with different products, through promotions, through advertisement, through endorsement of celebrities. Usually companies try to bring in more and more celebrities through which they can market the products. For example, L'Oreal is a brand which is attached with different celebrities, female celebrities, and now they represent, the product is a beauty product, so they represent the product in such a way that the people who are following them, the people who want to look like them, they would like to purchase the product because they want to be like them, they want to look like them. So these are the campaigns, marketing campaigns, which companies create in order to influence a particular set of consumers, the particular target consumers. So these are the various questions which are answered by the study of consumer behavior. Okay. Now, what are the various factors which influence the behavior of a consumer? First one is personal factor. Second one is psychological factor. and the third one is the social factor. So these are the three factors which has major influence on the behavior of a consumer. So personal factor here simply means that our interest as a human being, as a person, in which area we have more interest, which particular feature of a product we want to have, we want to accept, we want to consume. So that is the personal factor. It may be a need, it may be a desire or a want. So this is influenced by the personality, the attitude of a particular consumer. Okay, next one is psychological factor. See, when companies create an advertisements that you watch on TV, or even while watching a YouTube video, you come across various types of advertisement. Now, each and every advertisement is made in a particular way, but they have different influence on different consumers. Why? Because these consumers have different kind of perception. That perception is different from, like I said, perception of people are different from person to person. So according to a perception of a consumer, they will accept one particular element of an advertisement. Another person will accept another element of the same advertisement. So these are the psychological factors which has major influence over the behavior of a consumer. To what extent a consumer needs to get the information regarding every product, what kind of information they focus on. So these are the psychological factors. Okay, the last one is social factors. Like I said, human beings are social beings. We cannot be isolated, we cannot live in isolation. So we have to get associated with many groups of people belonging to different categories, whether we are part of a family, whether we are part of a club or a group of friends or a group of colleagues. So these are the social factors which has major influence over our behavior as a consumer. So in the first point, like I said, personal factor, interest is there. Now this interest usually changes or evolves when our age increases. Like when you were a child, your choice was different. The the products which you used were different. So these are the things. Okay, now when you are a teenager, your choice, the color combination, you use it in a different way. When you're an adult, when you're a mature person, when you start a family, so with the increase in the age, your interest also changes, your interest also evolves. So these are the three factors which has major influence over the behavior of a consumers. Like I said, social factors means we are very much influenced by the group of people to which we belong. We want to get their acceptance. We want to impress them. We want to use products which they use. We trust. See, usually what happens, the particular product, when you purchase a particular product, either you have a good opinion, positive opinion regarding a product, or you have a negative opinion. So when you have a positive opinion, you try to share the information so that the people around you, they can trust your opinion. They can understand that, okay, fine, this product is used by one of my friend, and my friend suggested that this is a very good product and it should be used. So I will also purchase the product on the recommendation of a friend. So this kind of influence the society, the group has on individual consumers. Okay, so this is about consumer as individual, how they behave, what are the factors influenced what are the factors which influence the consumer behavior. Okay, now we are going to study about consumer needs. Now needs, you all know that it actually is the most important part. So as you can see on the screen, that the first point, needs are the starting point of marketing. Obviously, an organization will provide products which are which are required by a particular person or a group of people. So organization needs to understand the needs of the consumer, and they need to focus on fulfillment of those needs. So if a company does not focus on the needs of the consumer, they create a product or create a set of service according to their capability, it may not satisfy the needs of the consumer. So from the marketing point of view, needs are very important. We need to understand the needs of the consumer, what they actually require, then create a product or service in order to fulfill those needs. So it is the starting point of marketing. Based on the need, a product is created and then the product is marketed so that these people who have a certain kind of need, they can fulfill their needs through the product or service. The next one here says that they can be seen as want, desire and motives. Now, need to some people, it is a want, it is a desire, or it is a motive which drives them to purchase a product. Clear? So it can be seen in any way. Now, there is another important point is that we always get confused between needs and want. Now, needs and want, these are very different from each other. Need is something that we don't have right now. That is a state of deprivation. We don't have that product or we don't have that element in our possession. We are deprived of that product or a certain feature or a certain element. So that is state of deprivation. Want means which we want to have in order to satisfy our requirement, satisfy our some kind of feel. So that is the difference between need and want. Okay. Now there are different types of, not different types of needs. It can be said that need can be categorized into two categories, that is innate needs and acquired needs. Innate needs means what? The needs which are extremely essential in order to survive. That is the physiological need. Food, water, shelter. These are the basic needs of every human being. Without satisfaction of these needs, a person cannot survive. So those are the innate needs. So it needs to be satisfied at any cost, because without these needs, if these needs remain unfulfilled, then the survival of a human being will be very difficult. The next one here is the acquired needs. Acquired needs means these are the needs which arises due to our interaction with other people, due to our interaction with the society, with the culture, with the external environment. So that leads to acquired needs. Now I'll give an example. Whenever there is a festival season, why do we want to have purchase new dresses, new things, or other different kinds of things? The spending increases due to the festival season, festive seasons. We want to decorate our house, we want to purchase new dresses. So why we actually need to do that? First of all, this is an acquired need, because we are part of a society, because we are part of a culture. That leads to that leads to increase the various types of needs. These needs are satisfied so that we can become part of the society, we can enjoy our culture, we can celebrate what we have as culture or customs or rituals. So these are the acquired needs that increases or that arises due to our interaction with the society, with the people, with different kind of people, with the culture. So these are the various, or we can say two different categories of needs, innate needs and acquired needs. Now I'm going to explain the trio of needs: power, affiliation and achievement. These are the trio of needs. Okay. So many psychologists mention that there is a trio of need in every human being. So these trio is categorized into three parts: power, affiliation and achievement. The first one is power. Power means every human being wants to control the environment within which the person lives, wants to control the environment which surrounds a person. Now this power also has another aspect, is that we not only want to control our environment, but we also want to have some kind of control over the external environment of other people also. So these power, or this first element of trio of need, actually relates to the ego aspect of a person, self-esteem of a particular person. Now there are some people who want to have control over their life, They don't want other people to have major influence over their life. So this is the feeling of being powerful, to have control over something. That is the first trio, power. Okay. The second one is affiliation. So in the previous points, like I said, as human beings, we cannot remain or we cannot be isolated. We want to become part of a group. So that is one of the basic requirement of a human being. So in order to become part of the group, we need affiliation from the group. See, as human beings, we are dependent upon certain group of people, whether they are group of people, whether they are family, friend, colleagues, or even the neighborhood in which we live. So affiliation means a sense of belongingness, that we belong to a particular group and that group has completely accepted us. So affiliation means a human being being dependent upon other people. That is the affiliation one. The third one is here achievement. So achievement here means that as individuals, we want to have certain level of achievement in our life, in our personal life. What we have achieved in our life, in terms of our personal life, in terms of the job that we do, how successful we are, what are the things we have achieved after doing a job, or even starting a business. So ultimately, as a person, what are our various achievements? So this achievement basically related to the self-esteem and egoistic aspect of a human being. See, as a human being, we want to show our achievements to other, in terms of personal life, in terms of professional life, in terms of wealth also, how much money we have earned, how much property we have, how much influence we have on the society. So these come under the achievement aspect. So this is the trio of need. Every human being needs to have or have these kinds of need, that is power, affiliation and achievement. Okay. The next aspect of need that we are that we are going to study is the characteristics of need. So these are the 5 important characteristics of need. Okay. So the first point that you are seeing, that is first characteristics of need, is that multiplicity. Now you all must have heard that needs are never fulfilled. So if one need is fulfilled, it will lead to arising of another need. So we can say that needs are always in multiple nature. One need is satisfied, it will create another need. So first of all, when you are hungry, you had something to eat. You want to get rid of the feeling of hunger, and after that you are getting a particular kind of food on a daily basis. That one need is fulfilled, that you are getting at least some kind of food in order to survive. Now you want different kind of food, that is another need. So satisfaction of one need leads to creation of another need. So that's why needs always multiply. Nobody can say that I have completely satisfied all my needs, I don't even have any more needs. They will have some kind of need, like the Maslow's hierarchy need in the motivation. Physiological need, uh, physiological need, then we have safety need, and at the end we have self-actualization need. So if one need is satisfied, when one need is completely satisfied, then we will move on to this, we will try to satisfy another category of needs. So it is multiple in nature. Next one is individual variations. Now, as people, as human beings, we are different from each other. So definitely we will have different set of needs in terms of person. So that is the individual variation. So needs differ from person to person, even if people are actually under one kind of situation. So one person may, I'll give a simple example. Here in Odisha, we are dependent upon rice. We want to consume rice on a daily basis. But when you go to north or any other state, rice is not the staple food. Wheat is the staple food. So they are dependent upon that. Our staple food is rice and their staple food is wheat. So here what happens? Here we both want to satisfy our physiological need, but at the same time we require different kinds of product. So as individuals, we are different from each other. In the same way, our needs are also different, even if we are in the same situation. Next point is lack of satisfaction. Now, like I said, the difference between want and need. Now, wants are satisfied on a temporary basis, but needs are never fully satisfied. When one need is satisfied, it will lead to another need. So that is called lack of satisfaction. As a human being, we are never completely satisfied. So every time we get something, we want something else, we want something more. Now this lack of satisfaction encourages a person to buy more, to consume more, and to desire for many more types of product. So it increases our desires, it increases our motives, that is motive behind purchasing of a product. So this lack of satisfaction actually leads to increase in desires and increase motivation level. Okay, next one is grow, develop and change. So now need actually grow, they evolve, they develop and they also change. Now let us take example of us. As human beings, when we grow, we demand different kinds of product in different age category. And to some extent, our behavior and requirement completely changes when our surrounding changes. Suppose a person living in Berhampur, the person will have different kind of attitude, personality, and the person will consume different kinds of product. But when this person moves to a big city or a metro city, then what will happen? The personality, the attitude, the preferences will change. So needs not only grow and develop, they may also change. The things that you needed most, you may not need those products anymore because you have changed your preferences, because you have changed your taste. So needs grow from time to time. With age, they develop, they evolve and they also change. The last one, the last characteristic of need is dormancy. Now here it says that needs are usually dormant. Dormant means they stay there. The needs are still part of our life. They are part of our life, but they are remaining dormant. They are not active. And when these dormant needs become active, when we come into contact with different elements, when we come into contact with surroundings, when we are part of a group, or even when we watch TV, so suddenly what happens? There is a particular need which is dormant from a long time period, and suddenly we felt that we need this product in our house, in our life, because that sudden requirement to fulfill a need arises when we come into contact with different people, when we come into contact with different situation, different surroundings, and even different advertisements or marketing strategies. So these are the things. Now there are many products in the market which we don't think that we need, but when a person comes on a TV and says that this will make your life better, then then the dormant need arises and becomes active. See, as a person, as a human being, we want to make our life to be more comfortable and easy. A family may not need a vacuum cleaner in their house, but when they see regular advertisement of vacuum cleaner, when they see people around them using vacuum cleaner which saves their time, energy, even if it has a electricity increase in electricity bill, but still it makes their life easy. So this will arise a dormant need and it will become active, and the family, the person would like to purchase a vacuum cleaner because many people around that person are, they are purchasing vacuum cleaner. The marketing, the promotion aspect, the advertisement also, they try to encourage people to purchase vacuum cleaner. So these are the basic characteristics that a need is a dormant and it becomes active when it comes in contact with different elements. Okay, so what we have learned today, that in this session I have explained about the consumer as an individual, then what are the various factors, then consumer needs, its meaning, different categories of needs, trio of needs, and then I explained the 5 important characteristics of need. In the next session, I am going to explain the types of needs. There are around 10 types of needs, which I am going to explain in detail in my next session. So that's it for today. Hope you all are fine. Hope you all are at home, safe. So we will meet in next session. Thank you.